Hey everybody, my name is Angela Faith. I want to talk to you about my 3 favorite products in Plexus. In fact, they are the products that you're going to hear about the most often within our company. You're going to hear about the most stories that involve these 3 products. In fact, they are the 3 products that are mainly responsible for people seeing testimonies to which they say, but how can they help people with this many things? I'm often given the task of talking about these 3, and I'm always supposed to try to keep it short. It's not the easiest thing in the world for me to do, but I try every single time. I am going to tell you, first of all, in a nutshell, this stuff rocks. The triplex is where you want to start in general if you really want to turn your life around. Now, the first thing I want to get out there is I want to tell you that the products that are in the triplex, which is the Slim, ProBio 5, and BioCleanse, are not just for one category of people, like people that are really sick, people that are really tired, people that are really overweight, people that have gastrointestinal issues. There is just knock all of those ideas out of your mind, because unless you are in perfect health and you feel great every day and you sleep great and you have great energy and there's nothing wrong with you, I don't even know why you're in this group if that's the case, but if you're that person, you might be the category of people that triplex may not be for. What it does is it can help you manage your weight when it's combined with a healthy diet and exercise. That might be the first thing that somebody hears that says, oh great, I'm out. I don't want to have to manage it with healthy diet and exercise because that's my whole problem to begin with. Well, I want to tell you, if you listen to the rest of this, you're going to hear how that is not as difficult to achieve as it would be and has been with anything else that you've ever tried, including sheer willpower. The triplex is going to help to cleanse your gastrointestinal tract, which may not sound very fancy or exciting, but it's very important, and a lot of the problems that we face are because we're not doing that efficiently on our own. And it helps to energize your entire body. I'm going to talk a little bit about why, and it's going to help to promote digestive health and a healthy immune system. I don't know about you, but nobody likes to spend a whole lot of days sick at home and not feeling well, or sick at work and not feeling well, or having their kids home sick, and so you have to be home and taking off work because your kids are sick. I'm going to apologize ahead of time if my phone falls down from here. It's the only way to go live, and I don't have the best holder for my phone. If it falls, I will pick it back up and keep going. Anyway, our probiotic provides 5 strains of the very best probiotic bacteria, and that helps to maintain intestinal flora. If you are already on probiotics, or you have already heard of them before and you don't think that they're that big a deal, hang on, because as I finish this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about why ours is so different. And in fact, it is our ProBio 5 that actually brought me to Plexus. And as I tell you my story, you'll understand a little bit why I get so excited about it and why I'm asked to talk about it all the time. So it contains enzymes that help to aid in the breakdown of proteins and fibrous foods during digestion. It helps to relieve constipation. It helps to remove and reduce free radical damage in the body. That just means stuff that's damaging your cells and creating disease, making you not feel very well. And the triplex is not about a meal replacement, and in case you were wondering, it is gluten-free and it is vegetarian. After I say all of that, you're probably thinking, like, what does that really mean for me? I'm going to tell you what it meant for me, okay? It meant that getting on these 3 products, I got my body back on track and I got my life back. When all of your body systems are disrupted by continually out of whack blood sugars, which it is the case for most people, believe it or not, you don't have to be diagnosed with any blood sugar issues or diabetes for it to be that your blood sugars are continuously out of whack and they're swinging and not the way that they should be and not stabilized. So anyway, when your body systems are disrupted by that, as well as a fully disrupted gut biome and inflammation all over the place, your life is going to spiral. Hey Amanda, my life spiraled at the age of 30. So when I was 30 years old, I had my 3rd child, and I always joked around that because I had my first 2 in my 20s, that really it was having my 3rd kid at the age of 30 that really is what did me in. It turned out not to be the case. Before Plexus, I was a healthy eater. I had grown up in a family that didn't eat fast food. We actually had our own garden. We cooked all the time as a family. We pretty much made everything from scratch. When I went into marriage and being married and having kids, I actually was a farmer's market only shopper. I was on supplements. My kids were on supplements. I was very active. I was a mom of 2 throughout my 20s, and then I had my third at the age of 30. But I was very much a do-it-all person. I exercised, I walked, I did CrossFit, I did Pilates, I was a clean eater, and I even was on probiotics. And this is where my story gets a little bit interesting. Despite all of that, my life went completely down the drain. I was also a vegetarian for 10 years, so I was pretty committed to a healthy lifestyle, and I was able to refrain from eating too much or eating the wrong things, but because of willpower of steel, and that is not fun, and if you want to get off of that train, you definitely want to be on the triplex. But anyway, my life went down the drain, despite all the things that I was doing right. Nothing that I was doing was working all of the sudden. All of a sudden, I was gaining weight, I was losing energy, I was hurting all over, and my moods became, well, let's just say my husband, one of the many things that he's happy about is the fact that we really get along now. My moods were kind of all over the place. I was pretty cranky, and I think that happens to a lot of us. Before I found Plexus, I was on 3 medications. I was hating life. I was sick of it all, and I couldn't even walk around or dry my hair after taking a shower without being completely exhausted. You guys, this is my real life that I was living before I found Plexus. I was crawling up and down the stairs, crawling up the stairs and just kind of pulling myself down the stairs on a regular basis. We have many examples of stories from my different family members where they were just devastated for me because, for instance, my one daughter that's 20 and engaged now and getting married soon, she tells the story of the time that they were sitting in the living room, her and her boyfriend, she was in high school, and she was just heartbroken because I tried so hard to maintain a sense around everybody that everything was fine. You see, anybody except for my kids, my husband, and my best friend didn't really know what was going on with me. They didn't know what was happening with my health because I didn't let it show. And I promise you that there's a lot of people who are that way. And I also want you to know that the reason I do what I do is because when I got better, I thought, there are so many people out there who are just like me, who are not letting on to the world around them how bad things are, how sick they are, how tired they are, how much everything hurts. They're not telling anybody, and they don't know that there's any answers. I was trying to stay awake just to get through my days. I didn't finish telling the story about crawling up the stairs. The one that my daughter tells is how devastated she was the time that her and her boyfriend were hanging out watching a movie, and the only way for me to get upstairs, I was completely and totally over it, needed to be done with my day, had to get into bed, had to be done, and the only way for me to get to my room was to get up those stairs, which was open to the living room, and I had no choice but to just crawl up the stairs. You guys, somebody like me does not do something like that unless there is no other choice, and that is the life that I was living. My rheumatologists told me, hey Wendy, that it was the best that my life was going to get. They literally told me, this is the best that you can expect. And I was on 3 medications, and I had tried absolutely everything to turn my life around. And what I find really funny is when people say to people like me who are suffering with silent diseases, invisible diseases, things that you can't see, but that are totally destroying somebody's quality of life. A lot of what they hear is, get up and move more, change your diet, right? Well, let me tell you something. I was up and moving, and I had the right diet before any of these things happened to me. So it's really, really hard to say something like that to a person like me who was doing those things right before this even happened. So I feel like I'm an advocate for those people, and that I'm out there reaching through my friends and my friends' circles to reach as many people as I can. While so many of you won't be struggling with the kinds of things that I am, maybe you just want energy, or maybe you just want to sleep better, or you just want some help with losing those extra stubborn pounds. Triplex is still your answer. But I like to tell my story so that you understand what the extreme is and where that could be going for you if you don't get a hold of it now. That's my belief. So I could go on and on with the details of my more than 4 autoimmune diseases that were wrecking my life before I turned 40 years old, but I will just end it there and tell you this. I did tell my doctors that I was going to try it. I had a rheumatologist, a cardiologist, a gastroenterologist, and of course my primary care doctor. And when I told them that I was going to try Plexus, what I was told is that it couldn't hurt me, but it wasn't going to help me. So I did it anyway. And you guys, this is what 41 looks like. I'm back, and they were wrong. I got my life back. I am off all my medications because my doctors say I don't need them anymore. I have energy. I don't hurt. I can hike with my family. I can be up and at it every day. I wake up happy and ready. I'm happy to be alive and spend time with my family. I don't have to miss out on life anymore. I don't have to send my family to go do the fun stuff that I can't get through. I can't hike with them. I can't go places with them. I don't have to live that life anymore. I get to do everything with my family. There's no more white knuckling through it with willpower just not to eat the stuff that I really wanted to eat. Now I'm indifferent to it. I'm indifferent to the foods that used to take willpower of steel not to eat them, or not to eat more than one serving or something. So just imagine for 1 minute how life-changing it is to no longer have to feel controlled by food cravings, to then crave the good stuff, which is what's coming next, and that's really exciting, and then to be happy and healthy and to feel alive and to have the energy to get up and go. Maybe even get up and go to the gym, right? So does that sound like life-changing stuff? That is what Plexus does for people. That is what specifically triplex does for people. I really could go on for like a half an hour just about the dramatic ways that my diseases had ended my quality of life. But what you probably want to know is how Plexus turned my life around. I wanted to know that too. As soon as I got on the products, which it was the ProBio 5 that grabbed my attention, I wanted to know that too. So it's why I'm very often asked to talk about these 3 products. And I'm going to spare you the science lesson today. But you can feel free to ask me for it anytime, because as anybody will tell you, I am happy to go into it. But I can summarize by telling you that the bottom line is that the founders of our company care. They're not just in a business, a supplement business. They care. They want to turn the health of people around. You may not know it, but the top 3 categories of disease that affect our entire country is heart disease, diabetes, and autoimmune diseases. And so the fact that we have in our hands something that helps dramatically turn that around for the masses is really exciting to me. But if you are somebody who already takes supplements and who already takes probiotics and doesn't think that this could really change your life that much, I have to tell you that was me. I believed the same thing. So it is that the leadership of our company decided to create products and go to the experts in each and every field to create a synergy of ingredients and a synergy of products that will lead to lifelong changes. What it astounded me with is that my entire cabinet full of every kind of well-researched supplement that I was taking, probiotics included, for over a dozen years, that these 3 products did 10 times more, 100 times more than any of that stuff had ever done for me. Than eating right, being a clean eater, being active. None of that had done for me what these 3 products did for me. And I believe you, believe me, I was looking for the magic ingredient. I was trying to find it. And in fact, because those were the first 3 products that I bought, and it was before they were put in a discount package called the triplex, because those were the 3 that I bought, and when my life started to turn around, I very quickly started looking at which one can I drop. One of these has turned my life around. I don't know what it is. So I kept trying to drop one and find that it was actually all 3. So when I dug in and I really dug into the research to figure out why they had changed my life, is when I really learned what it is that we have our hands on. And frankly, that's when I jumped into the business, because I realized I had my hands on something that could help absolutely everybody, because I think everybody needs their blood sugars in check, their gut health, their gut balance in check, and we need to reduce inflammation in our body, and we will all feel better. When you balance the blood sugars in your body body stops handling insulin wrong. That's huge, because all disease can really be traced back to insulin issues. And can be traced back to the gut. And the gut is just an overall term for your entire digestive system. That's just a term. It's not actually an organ. It just makes it easier to talk about the topic. And when you correct the balance in the gut, the body can heal an enormous amount of problems in your entire body. You see, the organisms that that manifest in our gut that should not, because of what we eat, because of our stress, because of our medications, because of antibiotics, those organisms that take over, they actually get out of your digestive tract and they go other places in your body. So they disrupt your digestive tract and they disrupt the rest of your body. And that may look different for anybody. It might be digestive issues for one person. It could be mood issues, skin issues, sleep issues, environmental allergies, severe food allergies, or energy issues. It could be any number of things. But when you cleanse and repair that gut biome, your body will get to work fixing things, and there is literally no other probiotic like ours. This is a total standalone in the market. It's the only one that can do what it does, and I promise you, because I'm a probiotic snob talking here, I'm the one that looked at it and said, well, it's not refrigerated and it doesn't have as many CFUs as the rest of mine. And then I realized that we also have chitosanase and enzymes that help to break down and destroy and sweep out and get rid of the things that actually disrupt all of our body systems. So when we see people that have disruptions in their hormones and disruptions in stuff going on with their skin and their mood and everything else, it all tracks back to the gut. And when you turn things around in the gut, your whole life can turn around. And truly, if you get on these products and stick with it for a minimum of 3 months, you're going to be astounded. I did say 3 months, and I know that sometimes people freak out about that, but I have to tell you something, because you're in a 7-day trial. And I thank you for taking the time to watch this and do this. And I am so excited and enthusiastic for you that in your 7 days that you're going to see something or feel something that's going to just grab you and make you want to move forward. But I did say 3 months, because here's the thing. Your body needs 3 full months for your red blood cells to replace. So if you have blood sugar issues, you need to know that. And it needs 3 full months for any kind of detoxing to even really get things going, to even get to a place where good things are obvious to you. Good things are happening whether you know it or not all along the way, as long as you're taking the products consistently, taking them every day, talking to your ambassador, drinking enough water every day. You have to flush the toxins out of your system. You can't expect crazy, amazing changes to take place in 1 day, 1 week, or even a month. This is not Magicians Are Us. This is a wellness system, but before it can start making forward progress, it really has to be given a chance to undo the damage. And so here's really why the triplex combo is so popular. The bacteria balance that we have in our gut is crucial to optimum health. So Probio 5 is basically like scrubbing that digestive system, that digestive tract, to get rid of the bad bacteria, and it actually helps your body to get rid of organisms that have gone elsewhere in your body. And while also replenishing it with all the good stuff. And then BioCleanse does a ton of things. I could talk about BioCleanse for 5 or 10 minutes alone. But if I were to summarize it to make it simple for you, I could say it gently removes the harmful organisms and bacteria and stuff out of your system, and it's going to allow things to start working better. People often want to skip BioCleanse because they think, I don't want to do a cleanse because I have to live life. BioCleanse is a gentle daily product. It's for daily use. It's very gentle, and while there may be some differences in the early days and weeks of it, you need to go through those things for your body to start working right, but you're not going to be attached to the bathroom. You're not going to not be able to leave the house. It doesn't work that way. And I promise you, your ambassador is invested in your health and is invested in this journey with you. So talk to them about it. Let them ask you the questions. You do need to use BioCleanse in this triplex combination. It is important to use it, and it oxygenates your body. It oxygenates your bloodstream. So as you're detoxing, it's really going to help to neutralize and metabolize any toxins that are being released from your cells and stuff going on in your gut. So you really want that BioCleanse in there. And the Plexus Slim is going to help keep your body's fats and cholesterol and blood sugars balanced, and it's going to help to end the cycle that would otherwise continue to feed those harmful organisms that are causing all the problems in the first place. It's really a catch-22. When we get down to it, the blood sugar issues and the gut imbalance is totally a catch-22. It's kind of like a chicken or the egg thing. Which one came first? It all depends. For some people, the imbalances in the gut came first, and then they started craving all the wrong things and struggling. And for some people, they just grew up in like an Italian household, like I did, and were eating all the wrong things in the first place because that's what was served at our table: bread, pasta, and more bread and pasta. And then our gut balance got all out of whack. So basically, that is to summarize the triplex for you. And that's to tell you a little bit about my story, but I got my life back because of it. And so I get really excited every time there's a new person that decides to take this on and move forward on this journey. We are not like anything else out there. People ask all the time, what's different between you and this other company? And I just don't even know how to answer that question, because we are really about getting to the root core issues and turning lives around long term. And that's really the difference. If I had to say a difference between us and everybody else, is that that's what we're truly doing, and we have the results and the real testimonies, thousands and thousands of them, to prove it. So I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, and I and my team members will do everything we can to answer those for you. I'll talk to you soon.